Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of From Christal with Love. I am your host, Christal, and this is the place for all things reality romance driven. Actually, we do a little real life romance too, but our focus, of course, is what you're watching on TV, the couples that we see on Ready to Love, Married at First Sight, Marrying Millions, 90 Day Fiance, all of that. This is your one-stop shop for conversation on reality romance. So before we get started with reality romance today, I want to talk a little bit about real life. We have to give a huge congratulations to Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. That's right, Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, not young Jeezy, but Jeezy. You know what's so interesting about this couple? I think they're really cute. I hope they really work out. Their marriage was recently featured in Vogue magazine. That's right. From the source all the way to Vogue. Good looking out, Jeezy. You got the right bride. So the wedding was featured in Vogue. Beautiful wedding on their Atlanta estate. Can I say that Jeannie Mai's dress was perhaps the most perfect wedding gown of 2021? I know we're early in the year, but that dress is it was just perfect. Everything from the beautiful location outside in the pool house to the two of them cozying up in the reception in their Versace pajamas. It was just perfection. You guys definitely have to check the pictures out. There's some pictures on their page, of course, and of course, Vogue magazine. There's some other sites that snatch those pictures, but the pictures are gorgeous. Now, what is interesting to me about a situation like this, we were introduced to Jeezy as young Jeezy years ago as a hip hop artist. Jeannie Mai, she's been a personality and is doing very, very well on the Emmy Award winning The Real. The whole entire vibe for the show changes once you put Emmy Award winning in front of it. That takes the dollars up to a whole new tax bracket. So Jeannie Mai is definitely a level up for Jeezy. But you know how everyone sees Sierra and they show pictures of like Sierra in Future, and then we see how she leveled up and now she looks so much different now that she's with Russell Wilson. Well, I think the same thing is true of Jeezy. If we look at pictures of Jeezy like this, and then we see new pictures of we've dropped the young Jeezy now with Jeannie Mai, it's a total different person. It's interesting how we realize that the right man in a woman's life can really cause her to level up. But as we see with Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, the right woman in a man's life can definitely bring out another side of him. Now, only the time will show if these two are going to work out. But I predict that Jeezy is going to be doing a total different type of deals. He's going to be seen in a total different light after this relationship. I think it's definitely upgrading him to an extent. We know that Jeezy's doing a podcast. Not sure where he's at with that, but I do know that they started a season of his podcast. Who knew Jeezy was holding intelligent conversations? I didn't hear anything about that until Jeezy got with Jeannie. So we wish them the best. I'm sure they're both adding to each other's lives. But I'm just saying, we have to recognize when a woman has upgraded a man, just like we realize when a man has upgraded a woman. It works both ways. Right, guys? All right. So let's get into our reality romance. Ready to Love is back. You guys know I live for Ready to Love. I gotta say, the reason I love this show so much is because it really is a reflection of the dating scene in 2021 or 2020. It is definitely a direct reflection, true picture of the dating scene, especially in, African-American driven areas or urban cities where there's a fast population. People are, chasing their career. They're looking to have the entire package, right? This show is going to put it all out there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So check out this clip. The season is back. The fourth season is starting. Ready to Love. Let's see what surprises Tommy has in store. So Ready to Love season 4 is back. All right, I gotta say, I am excited to see that Tommy is going to have a little help this season with his wife as his co-host, right? Because we've seen he gives great advice for the guys. Actually, he gives great advice for both sides. But I think it was just a little bit off balance. We see him really being upfront and honest and keeping the guys authentic. And I think his wife will do a great job of doing the same thing with the lady. So now, hopefully, we won't have people on the show while they're pregnant. And we also won't, hopefully, this will allow Tommy to focus in on the guys and cut out some of that game. Now, there are a lot of good looking people on the show, as always. There are some things I think we need to look out for. What's really going to be interesting this season is, as you all saw in that clip, Chris is back from season 3. Now, this season 4 is happening in Houston again. So Tommy decided to give Chris another chance and let him come back and be a bachelor again on season 4. I don't know how I feel about that. I think Chris didn't do a great job last season, really, staking his claim and being present. And I think there were a lot of guys that would have loved a second chance. Let's see if he's able to make good on this. And if so, we may see contestants from other seasons being thrown into the new pot to see if they can actually make a connection. We'll see. We'll definitely be watching, and you and I will definitely be talking about Ready to Love. Okay, Marrying Millions. I did want to talk about this show again because we talked about it last week, but this show is absolutely bananas. The season finale took place this past week, and one of the most outrageous couples, I'm not going to say it's one of my favorite couples or they're a good couple, they're an outrageous couple. One of my, I think, possibly the most outrageous couple of this series is Desiree and Rodney. Again, Desiree and Rodney. Now, the season ends with this clip actually is Rodney's mother going on a shopping spree with Desiree. What Desiree doesn't know is that Rodney's mother is a little bit more involved in his money than she thinks. Check out this clip.
So you have unlimited access to his card?
Yes, a black card, you can buy anything you want. There's no limit.
And wait a minute, he's trying to build his brand and he's going to give her an unlimited credit card? No. I'm really shocked that he would even give you a card after he's already paying all your bills anyway.
He knows that I have the nonprofit that I run, and he knows that, basically you really don't make that much money, but I don't abuse it.
Okay, you guys saw that? Mama was like, oh no, you got the black card? That doesn't mean that you can just spend however much money you want. And furthermore, why is he giving you a black card when he already pays your bills? It's a really good question for Mama. Very good question. Like, why do I have to give you an unlimited credit card if I pay all of your bills? Also, the fact that Desiree would say to his mother, we can buy anything we want, it's almost like she was trying to get the mother to come on her side and let's use Rodney. Well, the joke was on her when she realized that Rodney's money did not only come from Rodney, but Rodney's mother's hands were all up through that purse string as well. So the show ended with the two of them breaking up, but I got to tell you, I don't think they're really together. I don't buy Desiree and Rodney at all. Desiree is a woman looking for a high value man that is a few seasons past her prime. And Rodney, I'm not sure if Rodney's actually looking for the type of love that Desiree can offer. I just don't buy it. Now, we'll see what happens next season. Desiree is revealing a new look on her social media. You guys can check that out. She's still sporting a ring. But like I said, on the season finale, the two of them were supposed to be going their separate ways. This season has been tumultuous for them. We've seen them going to counseling. None of the people that Rodney works with likes Desiree. Desiree's friends are upset because they believe Rodney cheated. We still don't know who Rodney cheated with. That couple is a hot mess. And again, I don't buy it. Not buying Desiree and Rodney. I would love to sit down with either one of them because I'm just not buying it. Not buying it. You guys, we'll have to wait and see what happens when Marrying Millions comes back next season. Hopefully they'll have an update on Desiree and Rodney, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm sure they will have another exactly just as outrageous couple as the two of them to entertain us. But yeah, I never, for any of the seasons that we've seen them, just not buying Desiree and Rodney. Not going to do it. Now, this brings me to another show. This is not a reality romance show, but I'm going to put myself on the line. Okay? You guys come in close. Come in close. We're going to have an intimate moment. I am actually going to share with you guys one of the reasons I feel so strongly about doing this show. I have always been a helpless romantic. I've always believed in that type of storybook romance that a lot of people don't really believe in now. But after going through some really hard lessons in love early in life, I had kind of given up on that for myself. I live in Atlanta, and like I talked about earlier, with the Ready to Love scene, knowing the dating scene here in Atlanta, no, I wasn't on television, but I can probably attest to every one of those scenarios that we saw in Ready to Love. So a good friend of mine convinced me to go on Iyanla Fix My Life and to talk with Miss Van Zandt about our dating issues. Check out what happens in this clip as it shows our episode and some other episodes of women trying to get it right when it comes to life, when it comes to dating, when it comes to living, period. Check it out.
Pray for you.
I pray for you.
You pray for me.
You pray for me.
There comes a time when only women can help a woman heal her heart. Just let her know your prayer is for her. Promise I'll walk with you. Their experience, support, and love will give her strength and hopefully clarity. I love that. I am not your keeper.
I am not your keeper.
I am you.
I am you.
Iyanla Fix My Life. The final episodes premiere April 10th on OWN.
Okay, so you guys are going to have to stay tuned. You're going to have to stay tuned to hear more about when that show comes out. But I'm the first to say I'll put myself on the line. I was having some trouble dating. I had kind of gotten to a point where I felt like love just wasn't in the cards for me. So I sat down with the one and only, the most honorable Miss Iyanla Van Zandt. And I can't wait to show you guys what happens later in the season when that episode airs. But you'll just have to stay tuned so you can hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay, now it's time for relationship rhetoric. This next clip is so cool to me because I've always believed that songwriters are really good at explaining love. They do a great job of communicating the feeling of happiness and how love makes us all, just be a better person. They're also able to communicate the struggles that many of us go through with love. So in this clip, we hear Musiq Soulchild giving some feedback on how women don't always understand the way men love.
What I observed, a lot of women want us to love like they do. And it's like, but we men, we love in a different way.
Right.
So just because it don't look the same way, it don't mean that it's not happening. I think like men and women really need to spend a whole lot of time talking to each other. I think there's a high level of expectation, and they expect for you to just know, like, they want you to show up to the relationship and read your lines. Right. It's like, love don't work like that. Right. Everybody is different. Everybody came up different. Everybody love language is different. That's a whole, science that people subscribe to. But even beyond that, some people don't have no reference. They don't have no reference of what love is supposed to look like. And it may take, because women be like, well, I ain't finna be teaching no grown man how to love. I don't need you to teach me how to love. I need you to help me understand how to communicate to you that I love you.
All right. I think that's really cool to hear it from a guy's perspective, and especially one where you can tell he wasn't preaching to a crowd. He was having an intimate conversation among men. I think those are the conversations that teach us women so much when men are not putting on for an audience. They're not trying to holler at somebody sitting in the audience or saying what they want to hear, but they're actually having a real conversation among men. I know that a lot of people, again, are upset with everything that's happened with Derek Jackson, but I think as women, we have to be very careful when a man is pandering or catering to us in everything that he says. This conversation with Musiq, you can tell he is definitely not trying to win over anyone's opinion. He's just speaking from the heart. And those are the conversations that teach us the most. So kudos to Musiq. He's always right on point with his music. And it sounds like he's got pretty good love advice as well. So I'm definitely going to have to give a yes to Musiq's advice. Okay, guys, it's time for my favorite part of the show, questions and answer. This question actually came to us off of our newly released website. Before we get into this, make sure you go to our website. It is www info@fromcrystalxo. You can submit your questions. You can leave feedback on the articles. You can leave comments. You can even post things on the blog. So make sure that you check us out. You'll see our new sponsors. We have Foria Wellness. We have Shop Rag Trade, and also Seagram's Escape. So we'll talk more about that later, but make sure you check out the website to send your question in. So today's question says, Dear Christal, what am I doing wrong in relationships? I never seem to get past 1 to 3 months with a guy. Is it just me? First of all, it may be you, but everyone has issues in relationships at some point in time. So don't beat yourself up. The first thing I think is important to do is to look at your patterns. For me, I'm a talker, so I will ask a person that I, had a relationship with or has started talking with, what was their perspective on our relationship. Now, it's important to know that just because a person says they don't like something about you, that doesn't have anything to do with you. It doesn't mean that you should change it. But I'm always one for asking people, now that we're not in the relationship, what is their feedback on the relationship, and being willing to listen. You must be willing to listen. If you ask that question, you have to be willing to listen. I also think that if it's not working out, it may just not be your time. When the right person comes, when you get in that great space and the right person comes, it won't be difficult. If you're trying to fit round pegs in square holes, it's not going to work. And usually 90 days, a 90-day window gives a person enough time to where they might have been faking it, but they're going to run out of gas by 3 months. So you've probably escaped some tragedies that you should be blessed and happy that you're not dealing with. Don't force it. Make sure that you're in a good place. Make sure that if you're attracting what you are, you're okay with that. But yes, it's definitely not your fault in terms of you being something different than everyone else. Maybe those guys just weren't the one for you, or maybe you're really not ready. The only way you can know is to do the best you can with self-reflection and keep moving forward. The right one will find you. And when he does, trust me, 3 months will seem like a blink of an eye because you'll be so happy. Okay, guys, we're here with our clip of the day. Now, we didn't talk about Married at First Sight earlier today, but I wanted to bring this clip up because I was so happy to finally see it. Oh my God, we've all been upset all season long because Chris and Paige, the relationship seems very, very verbally abusive. So it really did my heart good to see Dr. Pepper giving Paige this advice on a recent episode of Married at First Sight.
And so many women, particularly under these kind of circumstances, take it on themselves that somehow they weren't something enough.
Right.
And that is not the lesson to get here, because you deserve so much better. You're the superior human being. If he wasn't such an extraordinary narcissist, you're the superior human being. If he wasn't such an extraordinary narcissist, I'm not going to mince words on my opinion, he would recognize that. And I don't want you to take that garbage.
Finally, right? Oh my God, where has Dr. Pepper been all this time? We've seen Pastor Cal, Dr. Viviana, both of them giving great advice, but not getting down to it. Paige, he's a narcissist. Protect yourself. You're fine. Get out. Did you all see the last episode where he mentioned that he hated her dog? He didn't give a F about her dog. This guy was the epitome of a narcissist. He's also the epitome of an example of verbal abuse. So I was so happy to see Dr. Pepper finally stand up and say something to our girl Paige. Oh, I'm going to have to give her, well, you know what? Our sign is on the ground, but that's fine. We're going to give Dr. Pepper a thumbs up for finally standing up for our girl Paige. All right, so now it's time for our love soundtrack of the day. Well, I would be remiss if we didn't honor our relationship rhetoric expert today, right? Musiq Soulchild has some of the most touching love songs in R&B history, R&B, neo soul, whatever history, from Don't Change to, he has so many songs, but today's love soundtrack of the week is Love. The song was released in 2000 and it is one of the most beautiful love songs you will ever hear. Kudos to Musiq, and we hope that he'll be making some more music for us soon. All right, so that brings us to the quote of the day. You guys know I love to leave you with some inspiration, some motivation not to ever give up on true love, and why true love is so important and keeps us young, it keeps us strong, it keeps us lively. So today's quote is, To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. One more time. To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. That author is unknown, but I didn't think it matters. That's just a beautiful quote that I think expresses how a person feels when they're in a loving situation. It doesn't have to be with a significant other. It could be the love for your children, the love for a parent, the love for friends, girlfriends, guy friends, whoever. Love is just the most important thing that we have here on earth. So this show is all about celebrating that. I also cannot get out of here without telling you guys, go to the website. We are so excited to have a chance to actually interact with you, engage. You can leave comments, you can leave questions, you can shop with our sponsors. Absolutely. We have 3 amazing sponsors that are on board with us at From Christal XO. We have Foria Wellness, which is a CBD company that has managed to combine CBD with feminine intimacy health. Trust me, ladies, you're going to love this site. If you go right now, you're going to get 20% off, which means you get a great discount on your first order. So please visit foriawellness.com. We also want you to visit shops at ragtrade.com. There's some cool merchandise, there's shirts, there's sweatshirts from this urban wear line that is a collaboration between Rag Trade and Stephanie Gentry. So make sure you check that out. Get your Rag Trade merchandise, get your trendy t-shirts and sweatshirts that kind of perk up your wardrobe. And last but not least, Seagram's Escapes. I'm not a big drinker, but trust me, I love the peach Bellini flavor, which we know was given to them by Cynthia Bailey. It's a partnership with Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But Seagram's Escapes has so many wonderful flavors. So if my girlfriends and I are hanging out for brunch, or if we're getting together over someone's house to watch a movie or just to talk crap like girls like to do, we definitely have to grab our Seagram's Escapes. So make sure you check them out the next time you're at your local grocery store or liquor store. Grab those Seagram's Escapes. Head to a girlfriend's day. Trust me, your friends will love it. With that said, I guess it's time for me to get out of here. I thank you guys for joining me. Make sure that you subscribe and share. Subscribe so you can keep up with me. We're going to be talking every week. We talked about Ready to Love and this new season 4 here in Houston. I cannot wait to hear you guys' feedback. We're getting ready to get in. As soon as we see these couples start to date, we're going to have some good conversation on who needs to go, who needs to stay, and who needs to couple up. Of course, 90 Day Fiance, Marrying Millions, all the shows that you love right here. Subscribe so we can talk about it. Let me know how you feel. Send me your questions. I'm here for you. That's it. All right. See you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Christal with Love.